Jeff Schaus, I'm with Holder Properties. We're an Atlanta-based developer. Been in business here for 45 years, and I'm Senior Vice President on the development side and was responsible for the Gateway 737 job in Columbia. Gateway 737 is a 950-bed, roughly 800,000 square foot precast building with a 50,000 square foot idea center. The vision we had was, one, we got to achieve 950 beds. We want to have top-of-the-line amenities, fitness center, rooftop pool, rooftop deck, study space, Wi-Fi internet for everybody. We also have vibrant retail and coffee shop in our lobby and other food places around the corner. So we achieved our vision of having a vibrant, top-of-the-line, Class A student housing development right on campus at USC. I was with Holder Construction and had a great experience with them on the construction side coming out of college. About 8 years in, I got the opportunity to jump over to the development side, and with my construction knowledge, it was a good fit and a kind of a seamless transition. So I've been on the development side with Holder Properties here for about 5 years. Gateway 737 is truly a one-stop shop for students. And Metromont was a big piece of bringing that to life and getting those students in for the fall 2025 semester. We really studied and analyzed all the different structure systems with the 24-25 month schedule we had. The Metromont precast Metro deck system, we felt like was truly the only system that schedule-wise could deliver on this project. With all student housing development, schedule was definitely a critical piece of this, and they wanted these beds available. We had about 27 months from start to finish to get this thing built, and students moved in. So when selecting the team, trying to get the right structure was a critical piece of this, and to make the schedule work and the timeline we had, precast we felt like was really the only true option. Initial conversations with you guys, I think I reached out to you, kind of just cold called. I kind of got a crazy pitch here, and we want to build almost 1,000 beds out of precast, and you guys didn't flinch. I think we toured a few jobs here in Atlanta that you built. Slowly it became a realization to us that this is definitely possible and achievable, and we could do it in a way that we'd be proud at the end of the finished product. We felt like to do this in a different type of system other than Metro deck, concrete or steel, you're probably going to have 10x the manpower, somewhere between 150 to 200 guys, where you guys had about 20 guys out there. So that was a benefit. Safety, less guys out in the field, manpower, safety, and then obviously schedule, what was the most critical piece. The Metro decks process, it's very heavy on the front and planning and getting the dimensions and the building correct. Because as you guys know, once you design this thing and you start building the precast pieces, there's not much flexibility for moving walls. And we felt like after that heavy planning up front, it was very seamless and from our end, an easy transition to building this thing in close to 10 months, which was a very impressive schedule. So the design assist process, you guys were there from day one. So it's a little different where you were a key player, you were the structural engineer in a sense for the building. We didn't look at you guys as a subcontractor, you were a design partner and a teammate for this thing, getting this thing built. From day one through the end of the project, you guys held your budget, which was critical with the size of your contract and the scope of work you had. On any deal that we're looking at, we're going to at least give you guys an opportunity to look at it, just due to the efficiency and the speed of what this thing comes out of the ground with. Schedule is so critical in student housing. You can't be late. Students are coming no matter if you're finished or not. So the benefits of a Metromont Metro deck system are, you can lock in your schedule, and you're not dependent on weather or manpower or anything like that, and you can feel pretty confident that when they start, they're going to finish. We only had 3.75 acres to work with. A lot of that being building. Laydown area had to be minimal due to you guys shipping in pieces directly from the Metromont plant in Greenville. So we saw trucks come in, the piece get picked off the truck and put in place. The benefit was that Metromont was coordinating truck deliveries on a daily basis where they truly got the piece off the truck and in place where it needed to be. Another benefit of the Metro deck system at Gateway was nighttime work. We weren't pouring concrete at 2 a.m. We weren't doing 12-hour pours starting at midnight, bothering students. Our working hours were 6 a.m. to dusk, and Metromont worked in those parameters. The benefits of the Metro deck system on the design side, where there's flexibility in the routing, We had less steel beams, joists, things like that, and every detail seemed to be pretty similar, which is not always the case. Overall feedback's been extremely positive. We are 100% leased for the first year, and we were pre-leased within about 5 or 6 weeks for next year. So the upkeep of Gateway has been minimal so far, and we expect that to continue. And again, the consistency with having one subcontractor, you guys out there, installing the majority of the skin is a big benefit. We found that as you went through the design process with Cooper Carry and Metromont, we were able to achieve all the aesthetics and the ins and outs that we set out to do. You know, the team did a great job of blending brick, glass, high bay storefront. Overall, we highly recommend the MetroDeck system. It was a great success at Gateway 737. From the development side at Holder Properties, we're extremely proud of Gateway and excited to hopefully do more precast systems with Cooper Carry, Metromont, and really the whole design team and partners associated with Gateway.